I'll let them know to go. Not everyone. We only have 3 in here. Looks like that's Concord. Ball State's joining. Yep, I'll give them the message in game chat. I mean, I can just count me in. It's week 3, right? What division is this? This is Titans division. Gotcha. All right. Sounds good. We have everyone. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to week 3 of the ECAC Rocket League Fall 2025. I don't know what season it is here, Louis. We are here with a week 3 matchup in the Titans division between Concord University and Ball State University. Both of these teams have both these programs have fantastic Rocket League teams. My name is Gigabyte. I am joined in the booth tonight by Louis. How are you doing tonight, my man?
I'm doing good. A little stressed. I do want to ensure that this is my first time streaming for ECAC. I'm usually just the yapper. So I hope everything looks right. Everybody in chat, just let me know. I will try to fix things as we go along. But other than the production and technical side of things, I'm ready to get started because we have 2 Titan Division teams that I am over the moon excited to find out how this match plays out.
Yeah, I am too. These 2 teams are always perpetually very good at Rocket League. They're pretty consistently in the runnings for like CRL, Collegiate Carball, as well as very high up in other organizations like NA Star League and stuff like that. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup, and I can't wait to get it started. We're going to get our players in here and ready to go. They are joining up right now. We even have some previous RLCS contenders on the field. This should be fun to see. They're working on it here, I think.
But you would think Titans Division, you know how to join the teams at this level of play.
Well, I think someone is missing from the lobby or something. I'm not sure. They are dancing pretty hard. I think so. Someone is. Potentially?
There we go.
There we go. Now everybody's in. All right, prepare for a high-flying, rip-snorting game of Rocket League. We are underway here with game number 1. And off to a quick possession here is Ball State. They are... Ooh, what a great carry. My God, tries to put it in the back, and Oath will come up and clean it up in a quick start to this game.
Oh, yeah, that's quite the rapid break right there from Ball State. Only 14 seconds of overall game time, and they have already made a statement for how this play day is going to go.
Yeah, already seeing a lot of mechanical talent coming out from Ball State. We saw, and already some mechanical talent coming out for Simus too. He's going to try and put it in. Kent himself and Helix will come in to get it done. Ball State faltered on the goal line there. Almost managed to push it out, but the defense and rotations just came out a little bit too short.
Absolute goal, and just like that, we're tied immediately, and hardly a whole minute has passed yet.
Oh yeah, I told you this was going to be a very mechanically intensive game. It was going to be a very maybe team-oriented game. I don't know. A lot of these guys, watching them in RLCS, I mean, we have a few of them here as well as CRL champions from the past. Seeing these guys in the past, they are very mechanically inclined players.
Yeah, they're doing an absolute great start so far. I like the counterplay. These flies have been picture perfect. Definitely some textbook stuff coming out from both sides right now. I'm loving what I'm seeing, and the early aggression just shows how hard these two teams have been working for tonight. Just like that, you have Crispy with a nice wall bounce off the wheels.
Ooh.
Following up was Simus, just couldn't get it in right there. And we're back in Concord territory after a save.
Oh, what a beautiful pass. Some great team opportunities here coming out from Ball State as they are going to try to drive this back in now. Oath tries to push it through, gets saved out by Helix. Off the wall goes Oath again, I believe that was, I'm not sure. Putting it back in is Guh off the top, flip reset off the ceiling, and Crispy is able to come in and get the save. One more off the crossbar, but Helix gently carries that one out and out to his teammate Simus. Back the other way we go.
Headed right back to midfield. That aggression is still present on the side of Concord. They want to make this goal happen just as they did on that first one, but the counterattack is coming strong for Ball State. As they battle it out towards the corner right now. Ball's just heading back and forth, and it's a little bit of a stalemate right now. Nobody's really able to get out of this corner. Finally, Simus says otherwise, and now they drop back to the defensive.
A little bit of a missed opportunity there for Ball State. They were getting set up on defense, looking for some boost. And unfortunately, they let the ball roll out to midfield, let Concord get an opportunity. And now, as a result, Concord still has possession of this ball. It's going very, very dangerously into midfield with all of their attackers ready, up and waiting. Off the top, looking for the Helix. Redirect off the backboard, but off the sidebar goes Crispy. Can't get it done. A big 50 at midfield, but it will go back in the way of Ball State.
Yeah, Concord ready to defend right away as they send it right back in quite a hard hit. That's a pretty nice cross right there, but Oath is able to put it back towards midfield. And once again, the Concord midfield play, just to be able to keep up this aggression, is absolutely picture perfect because you see Simus still battling it out as much as possible, despite Goth sending it over back to Concord's side. And once again, they have to drop back to the defensive. Unable to in time, however, as Helix does score, and that'll bring it to 2-1.
That's an example of what happens when you find your teammates upfield with your clears rather than just boom clearing it the opposite direction. Helix is able to get on the wall, waiting for the pass from his teammate, and Ball State has no time to get back and save that one. So with less than 2 minutes remaining, Concord leads. And aside from those initial first quick goals within the first 30 seconds from both of those two teams, scoring has been at a premium, so you can bet Ball State's going to be feeling the pressure.
Oh, absolutely. They definitely, with the time dwindling down here, a minute and a half to go, they're still trying to battle it out. They need control of midfield. They want to keep this aggression that they had shown off previously, but Concord is just answering back in a manner that is a little difficult for Ball State right now.
Great little dribble upfield by Wova. Great possession. Oh my goodness, Wova did that all himself. Don't let Guz goal fool you. Wova just put that into position all on his own. Great little dribble upfield, gets it past the last defender, and there to put it in the back of the net is Guh. Fantastic team play from Ball State all around, and great ball control by Wova too.
Yeah, phenomenal stuff right there, and once again, we're headed right towards the Concord side of things, but now we're dropping back in midfield. Oath is there to keep the fight alive, doesn't want to give up territory just yet. As we enter the 60-second warning, Buzz looking to make something happen. He needs a little bit of support as he bounces off the corner. That's a great save from Crispy, and another save from Simus. It's pre-challenge, but it's another
Beautiful.
save! And just like that, we're going back to the other side of the field.
All three members of Concord registered a save there, and sometimes that's what happens. You're going to diffuse all that pressure that Ball State had whenever you can get saves 1, 2, 3 back-to-back like that. But Ball State returns it back the other direction. It's off the backboard and redirected off by Crispy. Well controlled at the midfield too. Gets it past the waiting third player back, who was Wova. but still, Ball State is able to regain control. Might have an opportunity here. Crispy's able to put it up high. Oath goes up for it. Doesn't get the 50 past Simus.
10 seconds to go. It's still tied up. There's still an opportunity for both teams right here. Still battling it off in the corner. Guh fires it off. Crispy up in the air towards the Ball State side of things. Oath looking to try and counterattack, but it's not going to happen. And game one has brought us to overtime.
Our first overtime in our first game. I told you this was going to be a real close match until right there. It's already over. 5 seconds into overtime, a kickoff goal by Concord. Sometimes that's how it rolls. And it rolls into the corner in front of Simus, who puts it in the back of the net. Game one goes to Concord Esports. And that, you gotta imagine, will leave them feeling pretty good. Always important to win the first game, and Oath, I believe, left the match from Ball State. Don't know if he's trying to rejoin for ping purposes or what have you. We'll keep an eye out for what's up with him. But yeah, overall, I mean, that was a super even match, and I'd say that Ball State honestly looked much more on top of it offensively there, Louis, even though Concord kind of came out with the win.
No, you're absolutely right. Even though we are missing a player, I just want to take over statistics-wise. You see 5 shots for Guh, 3 for Wova. We unfortunately didn't get to see how many shots Oath had taken. But then you also have to take note of the Concord saves. 6 saves for Helix, 2 saves for Simus, and 3 saves for Crispy. A combined total of 11 saves. Absolute great defense played by Concord despite the Ball State aggression.
All right, well, we are looking to get into our next match here. Still waiting for Oath to rejoin. Might have to hold off this next match for a little bit. But, you know, we were talking about it a little bit there. Concord, they had a bunch of really great saves in there, but it just... The counterattacks were everything. The saves were everything. The defense was everything. It just didn't look like they quite had the oomph when they started getting on offense. So I'd like to see some improvement from them there. But honestly, from Ball State, they got over-aggressive, and that's what allowed Concord to actually put those balls in the back of the net. So I'd like to see some improvement from them, too. Oh, beautiful. Over the top.
Well, you're already getting the aggression that you asked for from Concord. Automatically 2 shots of goal before the first minute of the match. Unfortunately, they do have to drop back to the defense. Crispy, though, is presenting the aggression once again as it's a one-on-one, and Guh's able to save it. Helix retrying for the attempt, and he's an absolute madman. Back-to-back saves for Guh, and Ball State are going to look to counter.
Guh over the back of the top, looking for the redirect. Instead, centers it back out to his teammates. That baits out 2 of the Concord defenders, but going back downfield, Crispy is able to send it there. Simus, a great 50 at midfield to at least keep it out of danger and give his teammates some time to get back. Guh looking for the redirect, pinch towards the center. Wova gets a great 50. Crispy is able to control it off the wall, back to midfield again. We have a little bit of a ping-pong situation here. Neither team able to gain control, or at least not solidly here in either end.
Yeah, now stuck in this corner. Both teams are going to look for some kind of an answer, especially Ball State wanting to get out of the danger of their own corner. But Concord right now are doing a great job, as you said, redirecting that aggression. Simus tries to go up with it, but it's deflected by Guh. Thankfully, the midfield play is able to keep it in the Ball State half as they try up top. Simus, though, off of the corner, headed back towards midfield. And it's still that ping-pong action that you were talking about, as Guh attempts to send it back to midfield, but Helix is there. And this could be the counter that Ball State are looking for. Drops it back.
Oh my goodness!
Guh looking for the challenge. It goes back again.
I have no idea how Concord was able to keep that ball out of the net there. That was a beautiful pre-read by everyone on that defense. Ball State just barely not able to get it done. Simus reading Ball State like a book here as well. Double save. That's going to leave an opportunity if Oath can make it quick. Back out to center looking for his teammate. Can't get it in, does Wova. But he does keep it in the corner, at least for now. Back out to... Oh man, these letters are really small for me anymore. I'm an old man. My eyesight is not what it used to be.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to keep this aggression as much as possible, but the boost econ is looking a little rough. So they have to drop back to the defensive, but now off of a nice corner kick, they might be able to keep it going right now as Oath goes for a chow. It is deflected off. They're still fighting this. They still have the advantage. Helix finally able to clear it back into Ball State territory, but Oath is looking to do the exact same thing as a demo nearby also goes underway. Courtesy of Crispy, he's also looking to make a goal. Does get bumped, and Gu is able to provide support.
I want to point something out here. We've had 7 shots on goal for Concord, only 3 from Ball State, and the offensive production is definitely looking like that. Although I will say Ball State has had some, of their 3 shots, they've looked a little bit more dangerous, but Concord has just been absolutely dominating the possession side of the ball this game. They're really showing that aggression I wanted to see, but it's still not netted them a goal, as the Ball State defense has been standing up pretty well. 5 saves on their side.
Yeah, almost 4 minutes of elapsed time here, and still no goal just yet. They really tightened it up after that game 1, despite how close it was scoring-wise. Now they're tied up, but in a different way, it's 0-0. You're seeing these teams fly and battle it out once again as Simus sends it towards the goal. All 3 members of Ball State are there. Concord's just looking for some kind of assistance, as there's only 60 seconds left in this game 2.
Back up to middle. Concord looking to take a strike across to the other side. It puts it up for Helix. Not able to get there, though. Oath bumps him out of the way. Wova hits a 50 with Crispy, goes kind of neutral, but Gut is there to clean it up. Over to his teammate. Oath, beautiful pass! And Oath takes the opportunity. Gus sets him up beautifully. This is what I like to see team plays from. They're not as common at the high levels anymore. It's a lot mechanical, but when you get a team play that's just beautiful like that, baits out all the defenders, it's great to see.
Absolutely, the high-speed pass just to keep the defenders guessing, and the huge shot from Oath right there finally puts Ball State on the board. And now there's only 30 seconds for some sort of answer from Concord, which they are looking to do, as this aggression from Crispy and from Simus is looking great right now, but they need to continue this fight. They're keeping control of the boost economy right now, so that's a good sign so far. As it gets cleared from Wova, Simus is able to put it back. 10 seconds remain, and it's battling out towards the corner once again. Still dwindling down on time. It's popped up into the air. Ball State looking to drop it as quickly as possible off of the wall. Is anybody able to prop it up? Yes, it is. It goes for the corner. Crispy with a hard shot, but it's deflected by Ga. Returns back to midfield, and the ball drops. And Ball State have an immediate reply from their Game 1 matchup. We're now tied up at 1-1.
Yes, indeed. A quick response by Ball State. That's exactly what they needed there, too. And, you know, the stats that we see on screen, definitely more offensive production from Concord, but it just, Ball State was standing up on defense, particularly Ga, with 5 saves. That is a little bit insane for a game of this caliber, but man, Ball State was standing up on the goal line repeatedly. Concord had a couple big 1-2-3 shots in there, but Ball State, honestly, the team play, I'd love to see more of those passes like that, more of those passes that just enable them to get past the Concord defenses. You don't see enough of that at these high levels of Rocket League anymore, and I'd really like to see that type of team play return. So Ball State, let's see more of it.
You're 100% right, Gigabyte. Everyone's looking for clips nowadays. Everybody wants to be the man to do it, the striker, quote unquote. Get all of those sweet, delicious clips and goals and points and what have you not. But the team play is definitely what's going to carry you far, and you got to rely on each other. It is a 3-on-3 game, so definitely having your teammates support is important.
Use your teammates however you can, and I believe we are waiting on one. Yes, there we go. Sorry. It looks like some people are having potential ping or potential server latency issues, as is the case with online games and as is the case with Rocket League. Oh, so often, very fast-paced games, so you don't want any sort of latency that's unnecessary to be there. And we are underway with game number 3, finally, as everyone has gotten their pings resolved. Oath looking for an early shot. No one's there until finally someone is. Crispy comes through and gets the save.
Yeah, he was able to put that save up. They're still not out of the danger yet. This guy's immediately trying to recenter this attack. Crispy, though, with the demolition onto Wova, might slow this down just a little bit. Doesn't look like that's the case, as they're still keeping up this aggression. They head towards the corner once again. It's centered, but Crispy's able to deflect it off. Now Helix still battling into the corner. They need this clear, and they need it effectively. Great save from Simus right there. They keep trying to battle it out. Heads over the goal. Nobody is there just yet. Gun attempting the challenge once again. Crispy, though, is playing a phenomenal defense. And the clear from Helix comes out, and the counterattack is beginning.
Wova being back and ready to redirect that off the wall. It wasn't dangerous for going in net off of that touch, but the redirect was potentially on by Concord going that back direction. Wova, great game sense to be able to get back there and recognize that that was a potential opportunity for Concord. The demo opens up the net. Everyone's there and no one's there. Crispy leads off the scoring in game number 3. Concord with a quick, well, reasonably quick response to Ball State.
Just like that, we have a game. We have a game on our hands. We head out to the kickoff once again. It's going to go towards Ball State territory, and that's a fast break from Simus right there. A little too aggressive. Doesn't get back to the teammate, try and refocus their defensive. But is there to try and challenge it. Wova puts it up. Helix able to hit it on back, and Oath still keeping it alive over in midfield. Finally, Concord is able to press the attack.
Crispy sends it across the net, not able to find a teammate, but is able to get the demo to open up a teammate with the advantage. It drops down. Concord not able to do anything with the power play. Simus across, leaves it for Crispy. Crispy takes it, looking for the redirect, can't get there. Does get a shot on target. I'm not sure if I would have considered that to be a shot, but whatever you say, game. Guh, off the wall, looking for Crispy. Was looking for the 50 to dunk it into the net, but could not come up with the angle. Concord a bit pressed into their own zone now, but they are controlling the boost pretty well. They all have high resources. Crispy gonna try and take it out, and you gotta imagine Ball State's not gonna be able to hang out here for too much longer.
Oh yeah, especially as you said, the resource gain is definitely there. They're answering back finally, but Oath immediately denies any sort of gained ground right there. Finally, Simus is showing his true colors there with the demo. And they're finally hitting it back off of the top of the cross. And Helix is able to put it in with a little bit of assistance from his teammates. And that
look at this, Crispy fakes. Crispy fakes out too, and then Guz is like, or sorry, Helix is just like, okay, here you go. Bar down in. I like it. Sometimes everybody plays each other, and that's exactly what happened there. So just past halftime, 2-goal lead for Concord. That wasn't enough in game 1. Let's see if Ball State is able to come back here and get some momentum in their favor at least. That's a great possession off of Guh. Tries to dunk it in, sets up a teammate, Wova, and just like that, they cut the lead in half.
Pretty fast break. That's exactly what they needed. That shift in momentum was absolutely critical. And Guh slipping through the defenses to set it up for his teammate. That's definitely the kind of response you need from Ball State right now. Let's see if they can keep it up and potentially tie it.
Oath. Booming clear, not well possessed, but maybe just needed to wait for his teammates to get back and at least get something on this ball. That's a missed touch at midfield by Concord too, so they now have it back into their defensive third. Setting it up for Guh, not able to push it through. Another shot from Oath comes out. It's bar down. Wova across to a teammate looking for another team play. Oath not able to push it in. And Guh, not sure what exactly Crispy's doing with this, so he sits back, waits on it. Well rewarded for it, but still can't keep control of it. Used too much boost. And I will say, something I'm noticing here, Concord is definitely controlling the resource game a bit better, but Ball State seems to be able to do more with less.
100%. You know, these mini goals, mini boosts, they're able to collect so many that the big 100s aren't even that much of a significance. Of course, it always cuts the resource game and limits your option just a little bit. But the fact is that Ball State, they don't really doesn't really matter because their flies, the momentum that they are gaining from their flies is just enough to keep them in the fight. You're going to see that fight continue on as they persist towards the Ball State corner. And they're still battling it back and forth. 30 seconds.
Helix back, chasing it back into their own zone, off the backboard. Crispy gets credited with the save. And a great save it was. This was almost tied up. Oath now looking to set it up for a teammate. Drops it off. Looking for someone, anyone, but they can't push it in. 10 seconds left. They've got to turn back around and get this ball moving in the opposite direction. Oath tries to push it through. No good. Simus gets it, controls it, and keeps it away from Guh. It's on the ground. Concord just needs to keep it there, and it will stay there. Concord wins game number 3, 2-1 lead.
Yeah, big plays right there from Concord. They definitely kept it together. They were able to do exactly what they needed to do. They presented their aggression a lot more than what we saw in Game 2. They were able to counterattack a lot more. Their defense was still so strong despite having to mainly focus on offensive capability. But either way, just a great sort of game from Concord right there. You see a collective 7 shots for the team. They just had full control, it seemed, for most of the match. You see a lot of shots in favor of Ball State as well, but not much was gained, honestly. You see 5 saves from Crispy alone. Absolutely incredible performance.
Oh, yeah.
And
on it. It's all right. Honestly, the dynamics of how these teams seem to be operating so far seems to be that they're both playing a very patient game. So whoever ends up getting the most offense ends up playing right into the hands of the opposite side. It ends up coming down to picking your opportunities, choosing your shots, and making them count. Because both of these sides, you know, whenever they just start taking shot after shot after shot, it looks like they get disorganized, their offensive rotations kind of slow down, and then eventually get boomed back the other way for a counterattack. And that seems to be where is getting that counterattack. Louis, did you just get kicked out of the game too?
I believe I did. Please hold. We should have this back up. Let me just put in the lobby information once again. That was weird. Did that kick is everybody kicked out right now?
I think everybody's kicked out. So quick technical difficulty, okay, folks. But yes. Trust me, I'm more than happy to talk about both of these teams some more while our producers get this set back up. But yeah, to be completely honest, like we see this sometimes at the higher levels, right? Where the pace of play just outpaces these people. Pros and higher level Rocket League players are constantly trying to go faster, and eventually kind of outstrips their ability. I mean, you can't keep up with everything, even at this level. So eventually, once that happens, they start to lose control. Their rotations start to get slowed down in relation to the pace of play. And then eventually, they lose it. They can't get back fast enough, and then a counterattack happens. And that seems to be what's happening with both of these two teams. They're trying to outpace each other, but they're not able to actually keep up with their own pace of play.
No, yeah, definitely. I 100% agree with you. They just need to work. They had the team dynamic pretty nailed down in Game 2, and then they let it slip just a little bit in that last game. They weren't really working off of each other as much as they had in the past. And honestly, I saw a lot more solo play, like you were saying. And this kind of play, like you were saying, you need to use your team. You need to be able to work together to get results, and it's results that Ball State need as quick as possible. I think everything is fixed. Yes, I will throw us back into the game. We should be all set to go here. Yes. Okay. All right. Game 4.
Here with game number 4 in 2-1, and I believe you might have lagged out there for a second. Crispy back over in. think I might have lost my co-caster here, folks. That's all right. We will play on as though he...
Can you hear me?
Oh. Can you hear me? I got you.
I can hear you. I think there's some ping.
Yep, I've got... Be running into a little bit ping issue, but that's all right. We shall carry on. The show must continue. So back over to midfield. A little bit of a rugby scrum at the middle here. Simus gets it past one, looking to get it past a second one through the corner. Back into the center. Helix is not able to push it past Wova, who carries it out to midfield. Back across to Helix. One more opportunity. Not able to get it done. Concord might have to double back here, but a great demo, or a great bump, excuse me, is able to open up a hole. Wova there, thankfully, to get the second save. Drops it down. Wova looking to control it again. Crispy demos go. Concord looking to have all the momentum here. Drops it. Looking for his teammate Helix. Helix off the backboard, but no one can finish the job. Concord not able to get it done.
Well, they're fighting it out.
Until there.
Yeah, there we go. That's what they were looking for.
I mean, you know, I just talked about it at the end of that last game where sometimes it you know, you start putting in shot after shot after shot and eventually outpace yourself. But Concord did a very good job there of making sure they were not outplaying themselves, making sure they were not outspeeding themselves, and their team communication was great. They were always following each other up. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, and they're looking to continue it now as they keep the aggression going for this next attack. Crispy's able to prop it up into the air. He might just carry it himself, and he does! Gets past the final defending member of Ball State. Carries it directly past Wova with that flip reset. And that's a rapid 2-0 for Concord.
Yeah, Concord looking like they are well on their way to having this match handled. Still got a little bit further to go here, though. They are stuck in their own end a little bit. Ball State needs to get some pressure going. They are a little bit, but no one is there to follow up that shot. Concord doing a much better job of making sure they're getting followed up now. I'd like to see some more passing plays come out from Ball State. That's where they seem to be really dominating Concord, is when they do that team play well. No one's able to get there. Crispy has to just leave it for his teammate. Helix able to push it past one, but two people have to come in and take it away. You're not allowed to have this goal like this. Not today.
Yeah, Rocket League with no boost is definitely a silly thing to watch, isn't it? But now that we finally put the resources back at hand, we're suddenly met with the Concord territory as Go looks to prop it on up. He centers it. Helix is able to clear it, though, and Wova sending it the other way up to his teammate of Oath. He's getting a nice dribble right now, and he slips past the defenders with a beautiful aerial goal to put Ball State on the board.
All right, or just, you know, screw me, Ball State. No need to do team plays when Oath is going this crazy. Beautiful flip reset, baits out two defenders from Concord to put that ball in. Still, a 1-goal lead for Concord. They're going to want to get that back pretty quickly here, and they might have an opportunity pretty fast, but no one comes in. Recognizing that Ball State was all over that one. Probably a wise decision. Crispy looking for Helix. Helix tries to get the redirect, but Oath is there to prevent that one. Another 50 at midfield. Wova. Ooh, that's a bit of an unfortunate miss there. Crispy flicks it over, not able to get it in. What a save by Oath. How do you read that?
He's just got the mechanics, I guess, because just like that, he converts it into a goal. And Ball State have effectively tied it up off of a little bit of a mess in the Ball State corner.
Sometimes putting your car in front of the ball and saying, "You shall not pass," works for a pass, and Oath gets that pass past. Oh my goodness, I am just, oh, that felt awful. Pass, 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 pass.
Well, as we enter the 1 minute warning now.
We are professionals.
We try to be, at least, you know. We haven't played. 45 to go here as we almost are met with another Ball State goal. Helix and Crispy, though, we're going to get it to send it right back. Gug keeping the aggression. Off of the corner is Wova. Centers it for a teammate, possibly, but Simus is there. A bit of an even bump. Answer 30 seconds remaining. To the Ball State side of things. That's a rapid drop right there. Oath is able to put it back in favor. Crispy does meet the ball. And it's still in Concord's possession. And a big hit from Crispy. It's deflected by Wova. 10 seconds to go, and they're looking for a goal as quickly as possible. This counterattack could be dangerous. Oath does meet it with Helix. If the ball's up in the air, we return back to midfield. Oath off of the corner, tries to drop it, but it hits the sides. Simon's keeping it alive, back towards mid. Looking to prop it up, looking to drop it, looking to do something. As Crispy sends it back to Ball State's corner, he needs some assistance. It soars over the heads, and is able to put it down. And we're met with
Concord,
another batch of overtime.
Whatever Concord did, they did not want Ball State to score there. They want to be going to a match point after this. They absolutely do not want to let Ball State have any room to breathe. Although Ball State, they are certainly playing like this is already match point, even though they do have another opportunity. What a redirect. Helix is able to take it off the backboard and control it, but he loses it out towards midfield. Finally, it does come back to his teammate after a little bit of a back and forth. Now Oath over to the wall. No teammates available. Basically, very little boost on the Ball State side right now. Helix chips it past one. Almost gets it past two. Sets it up for a teammate on the wall. Simus takes it off. 1, 2, 3. Not able to push it through is Helix. Yes, he is! Oh, that was tense. I didn't think they were going to be able to put that one in. I mean, Simus got it past all three there. Thankfully, Helix was there for the finisher.
The follow-up after 51 seconds of overtime. Concord will take game 4. And that'll put them in a match point scenario.
Indeed, indeed. That one was just a bit of a slugfest on both sides. Concord, I mean, they had way more offense. 13 shots on goal. Ball State forced into their own side quite a lot. But as I was saying, the counterattack coming in very clutch on either side here. Whoever ends up not controlling the ball, forced to rely on those counterattacks. Ball State just couldn't quite make that work this time, although we've seen it work for them in the past. We've seen it work for both of these two teams, trying to go for those counterattack opportunities and making that actually work and being their primary scoring method. So I'd like to see Ball State react to this, come out with... Honestly, I'm not sure. They've tried the aggression. They've tried the counterattacking. Do whatever's going to work for you guys. You've had 4 games to figure it out at this point. You're down by 2 games. It's a match point on the side of Concord. Pull out all the stops and send it.
Well, they've shown that they do have the capability to keep themselves alive. Go with a nice save right there. Both clearing it back, and Simus is looking to battle it out. But yeah, like you were saying, Ball State, they definitely have the potential to turn this game around. They just need to work together a little more. But it doesn't seem like they haven't figured it out just yet, as Helix, before the 30-second mark, is able to make it into the goal line and make it a quick 1-0 for Concord.
I believe I'm having some technical difficulties this time, Luigi, as my game just crashed. I'm going to be joining back. I know. I actually haven't had this happen with Rocket League all that much, so it's a little surprising to me. But I'll be joining in quickly here. You take it in the meantime.
Yeah, I will try and fill in the gaps until you return. Currently, we're stuck fighting off in Concord territory right now. Wova is looking to prop it up. He sets it up. Simus does hit it back towards midfield. A little bit of a battle that we are seeing right now. Oath hits it back, and it's an open net! Simus can't get it back in time, and a long shot snipe of a goal from the Ball State goalie box.
I joined the game. I joined the game just as Simus was putting his front bumper on that one, but just couldn't quite catch up to it. And you know what? Sometimes that just happens, and this time, They actually sit back and wait for it. So good on Concord there, recognizing that Ball State was looking to get a kickoff goal there. Almost happened anyway, but they were able to deflect it. And now Concord, for that, they have control of this one. Back in the Ball State third. Shift back towards center. Simus not able to get there. Helix back as the third man in the goal. Gets the save. And Wova just has to divert it back. Keep it away from the Concord attackers.
Again, fighting it up in the corner right now. God does get a nice redirect. Sends it back towards mid. The flip reset. While Flashy doesn't do too much right now as Helix is able to defend it so slightly. God does prop it up to the middle for a teammate. Unfortunately, not being able to get there in time. Oath continuing to battle it out against two Concord players. And now we're stuck in Ball State territory. Finally, Oath is able to clear it once again. Crispy does attempt to go for it. That was a dead man with no boost. Off of the corner is Oath. Helix still battling it out, playing this defense as best as they possibly can. Simus with the assistance. He's able to clear it. That's a nice looking pass, but Guh is there.
Guh not quite able to retain control of this one, though, as Helix is able to send it back into the Ball State side. Gets a good 50 and another good 50 to put it in front of net, but Simus just a little bit too impatient. Comes up on it a little bit early. But he is back there to at least delay the ball just enough for Crispy to go back and get that 100 boost. And he has control of this one too. Almost able to fake out Wova. But not quite. Back the other way. Oath looking for that counterattack goal that has been so crucial during this match. But not quite able to get it done. Crispy is in control of it now. Back at the midfield. A little bit of a rugby scrum here. And you know what? So far, Louis, this game has been a tale of both sides trying to play both ways of playing this game, and now the counterattack works for Concord. But Concord has been both on offense and on defense, counterattacking and actually applying the pressure. So both of these two teams are kind of trying to execute both playstyles right now.
Yeah, you're seeing, what you're essentially seeing is on-the-fly play calling. These teams are just trying to adapt to each other as quickly as they can, especially in the terms of Ball State, who need this match in order to stay alive and try and make it go a little further, or else Concord, they'll just run away with it. But right now they have the score line. They need one more to tie it up. They need to do it rapidly. 140 left. They're doing an okay job so far. We are in Concord territory. Oath is looking to prop it up. That's a nice midfield pass, but unfortunately there's too many Ball State members there on the turn. Counterattack right now is all three members are currently fighting for this. To drop back now. Still battling it out toward the mid. Oath, that should have been open net. Wova, though, he's not able to do it as Helix gets there in time. They're fighting it out once again as Simus still battling it out in this corner. Off towards mid. Guh is able to get the bump and the demo. Still
that's an open net. There it is.
And Wova's able to put it on in.
Just over a minute remaining. Ball State fighting for their life in this series. Wova is able to put the ball in the back of the net after his teammates come through, demo everybody, bump everybody, remove everybody by any means necessary. And you know what? Sometimes that's just the best way to open the goal up, if you can just remove the defenders.
Gotta play rough.
Best way to get a goal? Remove defenders from the equation. It's that easy.
Let's see how easy they have it. As what could potentially be the final 45 left in regulation for tonight. They still need this goal to either put it up or they're going to have to risk it all in overtime. Battling it out in the corner now. Guh looking to try and clear it. Oath firing it off towards the midfield, but there's Helix with a double bounce, setting it up for a teammate potentially. Doesn't get there in time as Guh pushes it towards midfield, props it up. Simus with a dangerous fly. Wova's able to save it as Oath carries it himself as well. Beautiful pass for Guh, and that could be a corner play. Unfortunately, Crispy is there. Covering it up in the last 10 seconds as Wova. He slows down the ball speed, but Helix is able to deflect. Oath with potentially the last chance. It drops before it can reach the goal. And we find ourselves in overtime once again.
Ball State can't afford to let this one drop. It's looking very dangerous off the kickoff for Concord. They've already come up and controlled the boost game, and now they have full control of this ball in the offensive third. Simus putting a shot on. It doesn't go in. It gets saved out back to center, but booming clears come out for Ball State. They are not able to retain control of that ball. Finally, they are able to get it back into the Concord third, but I'm not sure they have full control over it yet. Not quite. They're definitely not locking it down. That's to say, that's for sure. As Helix is able to slow carry that one out. Crispy off the backboard, looking for a redirect potentially, but it does get saved out by the Ball State defenders. Oh, that's a nice flick. That is a nice redirect, though, from Helix, and so far we have a bunch of action on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, this is definitely one of our longer overtimes it's looking to be, as we're still fighting for control over the midfield. Oath doesn't have the boost, so he doesn't have the playmaking potential that Ball State are looking for. And Helix trying to get it over the defenders. He's unable to do it. Simus with the follow-up isn't able to do it either, as Oath is there with the blockage. Returning it back towards the middle. It crosses the Ball State goal. Simus trying to get there. Wova will deny it in the form of a demo. Still battling out of here. Helix looking for the attempt. That's 3 flies for the ball as a potential open net here. This could be a goal for Ball State, and it will be. They'll stay alive. They get it past the members of Concord.
Fakes out both Helix and Crispy, expecting a bit of a top bar, but is able to redirect it down to the bottom. A bit of a flip reset to get it done, but Ball State stays alive. They still have to come back with 2 more to win this match. Concord still on match point, now 3-2. So Ball State still fighting for their life. Concord not having that luxury yet, too. And what do you think was the difference maker there for Ball State coming back and taking that one?
Honestly, I don't even think it came down to mechanics. I think Ball State just wanted it more. that sense of urgency, so to speak, that it could potentially be the final match. That gave them a little bit of overdrive to, I think, just collect their thoughts, recenter themselves, and get the job done. As it was a beautiful fly and a beautiful way to get past the Concord defenders as they keep it up. And we head into Game 6.
Yeah, we are in Game 6. Concord leads the series 3-2. Match point. And, you know, I said it earlier on in the series, but Ball State is just able to do way more with way less boost. Concord, very dependent on it. But, I mean, we saw it from that last goal there. Ball State, was on very, very little. Able to conserve it, just use only as much as he needed. And I think he only had, 30 at the beginning of that aerial there? But it was able to use smart gameplay, smart tactics to get it past everybody. That opens up everybody. Oh, the falling Helix is able to get the save. I don't know if that was luck or skill. Either way, Concord avoids an easy early one there from Ball State. We play on at 0-0. Crispy gets bumped, cue-balled into that one. Not able to put it in the back, though. And we've had challenges on both sides here.
Oh yeah, you're definitely seeing it more prominent as Wova nearly getting it. Unfortunately, the crossbar is the defender to beat in that shot on goal. They're still trying to battle it out right now. Helix looking to redirect it. Crispy with the fly is able to send it into Ball State territory, and it could be dangerous. And with the fly, he's able to put it up in that corner. And it'll be Concord who gets the initial goal.
Crispy recognizes this one instantly. He's able to get it past one, bounces it off the ceiling, drops it down on, gets the flip reset, and flicks it to top left corner. Crispy, you are a madman. And he's able to get that done. Early kickoff goal, though, by Oath. Ball State was ready for that the whole time. Look at this. Guh comes up, challenges this, 50s that one. The Concord attacker peels off, and Guh recognizes it and just sends it. Quick equalizer goal for Ball State. And we're tied back up at 1-1 with 3:30 remaining.
If you had any doubts about the excitement and the skill level of this match, my Apple Watch has just informed me that I am in a loud area of 90 decibels or more. So that is definitely something to say about these two teams, able to provide this much of a wow factor, and it's just an entertaining match overall. And once again, Ball State looking to still battle it out against Concord. Able to clear it off. Hopefully a little bit of a center here. Their hip has one defender. Simus, though, does take out Oath. They put it back into the corner. Just listening to the midfield and Crispy. Not a lot of boost to work with. Still gets a demo despite. Following it up is Oath. Deflect off the Simus. And that shouldn't be too hard of a redirect for Ball.
So Wova just dumps it back into the Concord end. Crispy's able to maintain control of it, chips it off the hood of Guh. Simus comes through, tries to maintain control. Crispy's able to send that one back, looking to set up teammates. In the defensive end, Ball State's been significantly more confident in this game. They look like they're starting to feel the momentum a little bit more than they have in the last couple of games. Especially considering they're able to put up a fight against this staunch Concord offense. Beautiful redirect for Simus there to bounce it over the top. Crispy goes up a little bit too early there, just ends up flailing. Oath looking to ship it over center, drops it for a teammate. There's Guh. Great save by the Concord defenders, but that baited out too. They've got to rotate back quickly. Helix gets a demo, and that saves them a little bit of time, potentially a goal too, as Concord getting a little bit feisty and a little bit impatient on that defensive end.
Yeah, definitely need resources. They need options as well, as Oath is looking to make it happen. Not hard enough of the hit there. Helix does save it, and Simus is able to carry it on forward towards the Ball State side of things. Guh, though, immediately looking for this reach out. It's an interesting bounce. Unfortunately, not enough to support. Still battling it out in this corner, however. It soars over the head of Wova. Thankfully, he's able to drop back in time, and we're still going to fight towards this mid-control. Head towards the side. Simus with another demo. Helix following it up over the crossbar. Simus! Guh is able to save it. Concord still able to keep this aggression up in the last 60. It's still a 1-1 scoreline. It could go anybody's way. Ball State trying to counter as quickly as possible, but they don't have enough. Up in the air now. Oath trying to get some sort of fly going on. Simus is there to contest. And once again, over towards midfield in the corner. Helix is there. And we come down to the last 30.
Back towards center. Simus has pretty good control of this. Baits out one. Not able to bait out Guh, even though Guh looked like he really wanted to challenge it. Both not able to get a touch there, but leaves it probably wisely. Sends it back up the other direction. No one can follow it up. That's a double commit out of Concord, though, but that does pay off. They send it back up the other way. 5 seconds remaining. It's going back towards Concord's side, but it might just end up dropping. No, Ball State is able to keep this one in the air. Helix chips it over to the wall, looking for a teammate. That one, they just need to ground this one, does Concord. It rolls back, and it does hit the ground. We have overtime, our 4th one of the series. These two teams are very evenly matched, despite what the scoreline might say.
And this is a
match
heavy
scoring, that is.
do or die scenario for Ball State. Now, they need this overtime win to send us to the distance of Game 7, or else Concord will just walk away with tonight's play day if they're able to take advantage early on. And Oath already looking to make it happen, as he does get a nice tap, but not enough for a secure goal. They're still battling it out as much as possible, though, as Guh looks for the redirect. Helix immediately sending it back to his teammate of Crispy, and that's a very nice-looking fly. If Oath is able to deny, off of the crossbar, Simus is there! Once again, the crossbar! It's sent back the other way, and Wova's there. He might be able to save it. Yes, he will.
Now back the other way, Crispy flicks it over top, looking to get it past. Not quite. Oath is still there. Down, looking for the shot. Oath has been so great keeping control of this ball, making sure it never even gets to their defensive third. Guh goes up, gets the tap. Trying to control it is Simus. Everyone jumping at this one for Concord. Simus just has to float that one back down after a bad flip. Chips it up, looking to just keep this in the Ball State side, as Guh is able to float this one towards midfield. Has to get some help from Oath. Ball State so low on boost here, and Concord actually controlling the boost very well in their own end. Simus now with teammates close by. Crispy takes it off of him, flicks it over the top. That's looking possible. Guh is able to take it off of the corner and sends it back out. Ball State survives. Both of these two teams fighting hard for every single inch of possession they can get.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's looking like an uphill battle way too often right now for Ball State. They still are getting dropped back to the defensive portion of the game very rapidly as Helix off of the corner. Thankfully, Oath is there, and that could be the follow-up that Ball State are looking for. Go with the fly. Unfortunately, Simus is there. Drops down once again, and Helix meets the ball as we're sent back towards the Ball State corner. It props up once again. Oath able to clear into the hands of Simus. Thankfully, Wova is there for the redirect, and he's got to get past the defenders. However, he's unable. Now propping it back once again. It heads towards the Ball State side of things. It goes off of the post. It's a center once again, and Wova is there to meet it. No boost, though. Isn't able to do much. Needs to rely on his teammates to try and keep this defense going as much as possible. Propping it up is Helix.
That's made it out too.
Center,
Opportunity!
In the middle. Oath is there. They still have this attack though, as there's no resources available for Ball State. They've completely dropped back to the defensive, and now Simus looking to reach Chell. They go in. It gets past one defender. It hits the crossbar again. They head back. That was almost
That was almost one of the craziest goals I've ever seen. He took that off of his own backboard and was about to score it. Ball State says, nah, I don't think so. That's not how we're going to lose this game, if we are going to lose this game. We played over a half of an additional game at this point. That one rolls in front of net. Oh my goodness. Both teams, neither one have given up an inch. Ball State playing like they're fighting for their life here because they are. Match point for Concord. As a reminder, Helix now trying to center it up for a teammate, rolling it along the back wall. That's not going to get past Ball State, though. They are able to bait out a couple. Oh, if they can just get someone up there, Concord, to bait out maybe a save or two, and then have a couple of guys ready to send a shot in, they could very well break down this Ball State defense. They might be doing that. They've controlled the resource war well here in the last minute or so. Crispy puts an excellent shot on target. Ball State not particularly high on boost. Oath is, and he is able to come up and make a save and a clear on it. But can Ball State control this one? They do have it in the corner. Crispy is able to take this one, though. Ball State now with the boost game, and they are just not able to push that one in. Although Concord, Crispy, what a redirect! Guh is able to get the save. Oh my goodness, Louis, this game is just back and forth, back and forth. Both teams, neither one willing to give an inch.
No, yeah, while Oath wasn't able to make too much of an offensive play there, that did give Ball State enough time to reset resource economy-wise. And now they might have the mindset to try and battle it over towards the Concord side of things. But once again, Concord, their counterattacks and the aggression that they've been showing this entire night, it's still so dominant. They haven't given any sort of quarter to Ball State right now. They're still fighting over possession. It's been in the orange side of the field for so long now, and Ball State bringing it to an extra 5 minutes of play. It heads over towards the goal. Thankfully, Helix is there. Redirected. We're heading to the corner once again. It's tapped in off the crossbar. It happens
again. Ball State gets 4-2'd by Concord again. Oh my goodness. If you're Ball State, that's gotta hurt. Getting eliminated by Concord in CRL Spring 25. And then getting 4-2'd again. Same scoreline even. Oh my goodness.
That's definitely one that hurts. That's definitely a match for the ECAC history books. As wow, what a game. That was 5 minutes and I believe 22 seconds of overtime in a Game 6 scenario. I'm honestly lost for words. Our two teams, despite such a gorgeous showing of Rocket League gameplay, Concord are able to win it out, though.
Yeah, and like I said, that's gotta hurt if you are Ball State getting eliminated by Concord again in the exact same way as last time too, and the exact same teams facing off against each other from Spring 25. That's gotta hurt if you're Ball State, but Concord, they deserved every single bit of that win. They didn't look dominant all the time, but they just looked like they had a little bit extra. They were doing more on the offensive side. They were taking more shots. They were putting more pressure on Ball State, being forced to rely on those counterattacks a lot more, and that's not the way to win it at this level.
No, yeah, I absolutely agree. It was a great showing from Ball State mechanically, spiritually. Unfortunately, Concord, they were just playing a lot more effective. They had so much possession over the ball over Ball State. They were just in orange field for so much longer than Ball State was able to counterattack. Even when they did have their counters, they were so short-lived off of the defensive prowess from Concord, and immediately able to translate those defensive plays back into counterattacks. It's ultimately what led to their demise, so to speak. Like you had said over in game 2, you would love to see a little more aggression. Well, I think you got plenty over in that game 6 matchup.
Oh yeah, I did. Well, folks, that's going to be all for us here tonight on ECAC Rocket League. That was a fantastic matchup. Join us again next week, same time, same channel, for another match of Rocket League Week 4 coming up here. We're not entirely sure who's going to be on stream yet, but Louis, it was fun being in the booth with you.
Absolutely, absolutely, Gigabyte. I had an absolute blast. Just a little housekeeping stuff. We do have one more game this week, and that's tomorrow with Rocket League. That'll be at our usual time of 8 p.m. I believe the B stream might still be going with Overwatch. I'm not entirely sure. But just in case, if we ended a little early and they're still up, definitely go check out the Overwatch gaming that's happening on right now. And then we'll be back here on Monday for Rainbow Six, and that'll be the restart of our week. But, as I said, I've been Louie. With me has been Gigabyte. I've had an absolute blast, and that'll do it for us tonight. Have a great night, everybody.
Peace out.